The greatest battle you will ever face is not with the economy, the government, your job, your competition, or even the people who try to bring you down. The fiercest and most relentless enemy you will ever encounter lies within your own mind. It is the voice of doubt, fear, hesitation, insecurity, and guilt. That voice doesn't shout. It whispers. It creeps into your thoughts in the quietest moments, asking you if you're really good enough, if you're truly capable, if you're worthy of what you want. You cannot live like a warrior if you haven't declared war on that voice. This internal conflict doesn't start when you wake up one day with low self-esteem. It's built over time, through broken promises to yourself, missed opportunities, the weight of past failures, and the fear of future ones. Every single time you say you're going to do something and don't follow through, every time you let comfort win over courage, that voice gets stronger. It collects evidence, it builds its case. And if you let it, it will convince you to play small for the rest of your life. But you weren't born to live in the shadows. You weren't built to shrink. You weren't put on this earth to blend in, to apologize for your existence, or to live in fear of your own power. That voice inside your head doesn't speak truth. It speaks protection. It's your brain trying to keep you safe, trying to keep you from risk, from rejection, from the possibility of pain. But warriors don't serve safety. They serve purpose. They walk into risk with their heads held high. They understand the cost of not showing up is far greater than the cost of failure. A warrior doesn't wake up each morning hoping the inner voice of fear will be quiet. A warrior wakes up prepared to confront it, to meet it with resolve. You can't silence the voice, but you can overrule it. You can create a new narrative. One forged in truth, not fear. You don't need permission to believe in yourself. You need discipline to speak to yourself with strength. You need to reclaim your inner space and remind that voice, you do not run the show here. Your mind is a battlefield. And if you don't control the conversation, someone or something else will. That's the brutal reality. The world is loud. Life is unpredictable. You will be hit with challenges, setbacks, and criticism from the outside. But what defeats most people isn't what comes from the outside. It's what comes from within. It's that whisper that says, you can't handle this. And the moment you agree with it, the moment you listen, you start backing down, you hesitate, you compromise. You start lowering your standards and calling it being realistic. But warriors don't aim for realistic. They aim for real. And what's real is this: your thoughts can build you or break you. And that choice is yours to make every single day. To embrace the battle within, you must stop negotiating with your limitations. That voice will offer you excuses. It will tempt you with distractions. It will present you with perfect reasons to quit. And every time you entertain them, you give up power. You weaken your own position. But the moment you rise up and say, no more, something shifts. The mind learns what you allow. It learns from your repetition. If you constantly give in to fear, your mind assumes fear runs the show. But if you repeatedly act with courage, even while afraid, your mind starts to believe you are unstoppable. Not because the fear vanished, but because you prove to yourself that you are greater than it. This is not about arrogance or pretending that you have it all figured out. Warriors feel fear. Warriors get tired. Warriors face self-doubt. But they respond differently. They show up anyway. They act in spite of the fear. They train their minds with the same intensity that others train their bodies. They create habits that reinforce resilience. They talk to themselves with strength when the world tries to break them. They journal, they meditate, they visualize, they fight to stay aligned. Not because it's easy, but because the war within never takes a day off. It's easy to put on a brave face in front of others. It's easy to post motivation online or pretend everything is fine. But the real battle is what happens behind closed doors. When you're alone with your thoughts, when the silence gets loud, when the past creeps back in, and the future feels uncertain, that's where warriors are made. In the quiet moments of decision, in the solitude of self-discipline, in the unseen struggle to rise above old patterns, in the daily decision to reject comfort and step into discomfort on purpose. Warriors are not born. They are built one mental battle at a time. They are built when you look in the mirror and confront your own excuses. When you stop blaming your circumstances and start owning your mindset. When you turn every "I can't" into "how can I?" When you stop waiting for motivation and start acting from commitment. When you take the pain from your past and use it as fuel instead of a chain. When you take your darkest thoughts and turn them into your deepest strength. A warrior is not driven by applause. A warrior is not fueled by attention. A warrior is not motivated by shallow recognition or fleeting rewards. What moves a warrior is purpose, an unshakable reason why. A fire so strong that even on the darkest days, it keeps burning. In a world flooded with distraction, comparison, and noise, what separates those who rise from those who fall is this: those who rise have something greater to stand for. If you're going to live like a warrior, you have to plant your feet in something deeper than comfort. You have to know what you believe in, not what sounds good, not what's trendy, not what will get you claps and cheers, but something real, something eternal, something that anchors you when the winds of doubt and chaos start to howl. Purpose is not optional for warriors. It is the blood in their veins. It is the reason they get back up. It is what keeps them grounded when everything around them is shaking. Every single person on this planet is pulled in multiple directions every day. Social media, opinions, expectations, temptations. It's constant. And without a clear sense of purpose, you will get lost. You will chase everything and catch nothing. You will find yourself burned out, worn down, frustrated, and confused, not because you're not capable, but because you're not clear. Clarity of purpose is power. It gives your life direction. It tells you what to say yes to and what to walk away from. It removes the need to please everybody because you already know what matters to you. Standing for something greater means you live by principle, not pressure. It means you're not easily swayed by other people's opinions because your conviction runs deeper than their commentary. It means you've defined your own values and you refuse to trade them for convenience. It means your actions are aligned with something bigger than your ego. That's where true strength is found, not in pretending to be invincible, but in choosing to be intentional. A warrior doesn't react. They respond because their life is rooted in a greater mission. Purpose makes pain worth it. If you're going to go through struggle, and you will, it better be for something that matters. Warriors don't fear the struggle because they've already decided it's worth it. They've already attached it to something meaningful. You're not just waking up early for no reason. You're not just grinding through long days to post about it. You're not pushing yourself just to look tough. You're doing it because there's something on the other side that's bigger than you. A calling, a legacy. This world will offer you 100 paths to chase. Money, status, popularity, perfection, comfort, shortcuts, distractions. Every one of them looks appealing on the surface. But none of them last. None of them satisfy. Warriors don't chase what fades. They commit to what endures. They don't get caught up in the temporary because they are building the eternal. The applause will stop. The lights will dim. The crowd will go home. And when that happens, The only thing that will keep you standing is your reason why. Standing for something greater also means accepting responsibility. It means understanding that your life impacts more than just you. Every decision you make has a ripple effect. How you show up matters. The way you treat people matters. The way you lead yourself matters. Warriors are not victims of circumstance. They are creators of impact. They understand that legacy is built in the little things: how you love, how you serve, how you stay true when no one's watching. That's where greatness begins, not in grand gestures, but in daily alignment with purpose. A warrior's purpose is not a slogan. It's not something you throw around when it's convenient. It's something you bleed for. It's something you protect. It's something you renew every day, because the world will try to distract you from it. Life will try to beat it out of you. But if you guard it, if you water it, grow it, fight for it, it becomes unstoppable. It becomes the force that carries you through storms, setbacks, and seasons of silence. Standing for something greater also means rejecting the lie that life is only about you. Warriors live for others. They carry responsibility for more than just their own dreams. They fight for their family, for their community, for people they may never even meet. They understand that power without purpose is dangerous. But purpose with discipline is divine. And when you serve something greater than yourself, you discover strength you didn't know you had. You discover resilience you didn't think was possible. You discover that fulfillment isn't found in taking more, but in giving more. Many people walk through life asleep, drifting, numb, distracted. They settle for survival when they were meant for significance. But a warrior wakes up on purpose. A warrior lives with urgency, not anxiety. They don't wait to feel ready. They move with meaning. They live each day like it matters, because it does. And when setbacks come, as they always do, they don't see them as signs to stop. They see them as reminders to remember their why, to reconnect, to recommit, to stand firm in the face of adversity and declare, I still believe in what I stand for. Purpose doesn't make the path easier. It makes it worth it. When you live for something greater, your life becomes a message, not just in what you say, but in how you live, how you love, how you endure. And the world notices, not because you're trying to impress it, but because you're too focused on fulfilling your mission to be distracted by noise. In a world obsessed with speed, shortcuts, and instant gratification, there's one trait that quietly, consistently separates the warriors from the wisher's: discipline. Not talent, not luck, not charisma, discipline. The ability to do what must be done, even when you don't feel like doing it, especially when you don't feel like doing it. It is the unshakable foundation that everything else is built on. And in today's world, where comfort is sold in every corner and distractions are one click away, discipline is no longer just a virtue. It is a weapon. Discipline is not about punishment. It's not about depriving yourself or living like a machine. It's about alignment. It's about making your actions match your ambition. Everybody wants success, but not everyone wants structure. Everyone says they want change, but few are willing to be consistent. Discipline is what bridges that gap. It's not exciting. It doesn't always feel good, but it works. And it's often the quiet routines, the repeated efforts that no one sees, the small, consistent sacrifices that build the strongest warriors. A warrior doesn't wait to be motivated. Motivation is fleeting. It's a feeling, and feelings change. Some days you'll feel like going all in. Other days you won't even want to get out of bed. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline is a decision. It's a contract you sign with yourself, one that doesn't get torn up every time things get uncomfortable. A warrior wakes up and keeps their word. Because when you break promises to yourself, you break down your identity. But every time you follow through, even in the smallest way, you build belief. The difference between people who wish for progress and those who achieve it isn't always in their goals. It's in their daily systems. It's in the way they show up when no one's clapping. It's in the way they train, even when no one's watching. Discipline sharpens your edge. It strengthens your character. It develops your mindset into one that can carry weight, endure resistance, and push forward when momentum disappears. Warriors understand that how they do one thing is how they do everything. They don't only commit when conditions are perfect. They commit regardless. This is what most people get wrong. They think being disciplined means living a rigid, joyless life. But real discipline isn't about restriction. It's about freedom. Freedom to control your own outcomes. Freedom to shape your future instead of being tossed around by circumstance. It's the ability to say no to the easy path today so you can walk the meaningful one tomorrow. Discipline builds trust in yourself. And when you trust yourself, you become unstoppable. Because nothing more dangerous than a person who knows they will follow through no matter what. We live in a culture that celebrates speed. Everyone wants to go viral. Everyone wants to hack their way to success. But real growth is rarely dramatic. It's built slowly over time through repetition, routine, and resilience. The modern warrior isn't the one who posts the most wins. They're the one who shows up in silence, does the work, and doesn't need applause to stay the course. While others chase dopamine, warriors chase mastery. And mastery is earned through deliberate discipline. Discipline also teaches you control, not just of your habits, but of your emotions. When you're disciplined, you don't react. You respond. You don't let your day control you. You lead your day. Discipline strengthens your ability to stay calm under pressure, to stay focused under chaos, to move with purpose when others are panicking. That kind of control is not natural. It is trained, is forged in early mornings, late nights, and all the moments in between when you do what needs to be done instead of what's easy. Some days, discipline looks like getting up before the sun to train your body. Some days, it looks like reading instead of scrolling. Some days, it looks like showing restraint instead of arguing back. Some days, it's staying in the routine when boredom sets in. And on the hardest days, it's choosing to show up anyway, even if all you can give is 60%, because you refuse to give zero. Warriors don't wait for ideal conditions. They create results in real ones. And that kind of relentless consistency is only possible through discipline. The enemy of discipline is distraction. And today, distraction is everywhere, engineered, targeted, and designed to keep you weak, passive, and comfortable. The algorithm wants you addicted. The system wants you numb. Comfort is marketed as the goal, but what it really does is dull your edge. A warrior must choose differently. A warrior must rise above the noise. That means guarding your time, guarding your mind, saying no to what doesn't serve your mission. Because every time you choose discipline over distraction, you sharpen your vision, you solidify your path, and you move one step closer to who you're meant to become. Discipline isn't something you either have or don't have. It's something you train. Like a muscle, it grows stronger the more you use it. Every time you do the hard thing, you become more capable. You build endurance. You build power. You harden your resolve. The world will not hand you the life you want. It will not reward you for wanting it. It will only respond to what you consistently do. Warriors understand this. They stop talking about what they plan to do. They stop getting high off potential. They commit to the path and they walk it step by step, day after day, with discipline as their weapon. Struggle is not the enemy. Pain is not the sign you're on the wrong path. Difficulty is not a detour. It's the path itself. In a world conditioned to avoid discomfort at all costs, warriors know better. They understand that strength is not found in the easy days, but forged in the hardest ones. Struggle is not something they run from, it's something they rise through. They don't pray for fewer problems. They train for greater resilience. They know that the strongest steel is tempered in the hottest fire, and the deepest power is born in pressure. Everyone wants success, but not everyone wants the struggle that shapes it. People want the outcomes, the confidence, the results, the rewards. But few are willing to walk through the process that produces them. That process is full of friction. It's full of doubt, rejection, resistance, and failure. But that process is what refines you. That's where the growth happens. Not when things are going your way, but when everything feels like it's falling apart and you still show up. That is where the real transformation begins. Struggle reveals who you really are. It strips away the performance. It pulls back the mask. It exposes your mindset, your discipline, your habits, and your character. You don't find out what you're made of when everything's working. You find it out when nothing is. When the plan fails, when the support disappears, when the doors close. That's when a warrior is born. Not in comfort, but in chaos. Not when they're praised, but when they're pressured. Not when they're supported, but when they're tested. There is something powerful that happens when you stop resisting the struggle and start respecting it. The pain you feel today is not meaningless. The adversity you face is not an accident. Every obstacle is an invitation to rise, to learn, to break through limits you didn't know existed. Growth is not a clean process. It's messy. It's exhausting. It's often lonely. But every scar you earn in the process carries a story. One of strength, one of survival, one of becoming. Most people avoid struggle because they think it's a sign they're failing. But warriors know the opposite is true. Struggle means you're pushing past your current limits. It means you're no longer settling. It means you're growing. Every muscle in your body has to be broken down to grow stronger. The same is true for your mindset, your patience, your endurance, your self-belief. The challenge isn't there to stop you. It's there to strengthen you. The struggle isn't the punishment. It's the preparation. It's easy to question everything when you're in the middle of it. When life gets heavy, it's tempting to think you're not meant for more. It's tempting to believe the voice that says you're not good enough or strong enough or smart aren't enough. But those thoughts are part of the process too. They are not truth. They are the resistance you must rise above. Every time you override doubt, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. Every time you refuse to give in, even when it would be easier to quit, you expand your identity. You shift from someone who survives pain to someone who finds power in it. There's a reason the most impactful people are often the ones who've been through the most. Because they didn't run from the fire. They walked through it. And in doing so, they built something deeper than skills or strategies. They built substance. They built emotional weight, spiritual grounding, internal toughness. Warriors don't need perfect conditions to keep going because they've already fought battles most people never see. And every struggle they've endured has become part of their foundation. Not baggage, not weakness, but strength. When life squeezes you, you find out what's really inside. And if you've been doing the work, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that pressure won't break you. It will reveal the warrior you've been becoming all along. The struggle doesn't take your power away. It activates it. It pulls it to the surface. It wakes up the parts of you that were dormant. The focus, the hunger, the faith, the patience, the fight. Most people never meet those parts of themselves because they never go deep enough into discomfort to awaken them. Struggle also gives you perspective. It teaches you to appreciate things most people take for granted. Peace, progress, health, love, stillness. It humbles you. It slows you down. It teaches you empathy. It deepens your connection to others because you know what it means to hurt, to question, to fight through something real. That kind of understanding can't be faked. It can't be taught in a classroom or found in a book. It can only be earned in the arena of adversity. You can't live like a warrior if you're still afraid of struggle. You can't reach your full potential if you keep running from resistance. Life will test you, not once, but repeatedly. It will bring seasons of confusion, of heartbreak, of loss, of pain. You will doubt your timing. You will question your path. But inside those seasons is everything you need. If you're willing to go through it instead of around it, if you're willing to feel it instead of numb it, if you're willing to stand in it instead of escape it, you will come out on the other side stronger, wiser, sharper, and more unshakable than you were before. To live like a warrior in today's world means to never settle. It means continuously pushing yourself forward even when the world around you may seem to stand still. The warrior's journey is not one of complacency, but of constant evolution. The moment you think you've arrived, you stop growing. The moment you think you know everything, you close yourself off to learning. And that is where the danger lies, because true warriors understand that mastery is a never-ending pursuit. They know that evolution isn't optional. It's essential. In a world that's constantly changing, where technology, trends, and cultures evolve faster than ever before, the warrior who stands still is the one who will be left behind. The key to thriving is not just adapting to change, but actively seeking it, welcoming it, and choosing to evolve every single day. This mindset isn't about being perfect or having it all figured out. It's about knowing that as long as you're breathing, there's always more to learn, more to give, more to achieve, and more to become. When you stop evolving, you stop growing. It doesn't matter how successful you are, how much you've achieved, or how far you've come. If you're not evolving, you're stagnating. The moment you stop challenging yourself is the moment you begin to fade into mediocrity. Warriors, however, embrace the idea of continuous growth. They see every experience, whether good or bad, as an opportunity to learn, adapt, and improve. They don't rest on their laurels, waiting for the world to hand them success. They know that true success lies in the ongoing process of becoming. Evolving requires humility. It requires the courage to admit that there's always something you know, something you can improve upon, something you haven't mastered yet. It's about looking at your weaknesses not as failures, but as opportunities for growth. Warriors understand that their potential is limitless, but only if they're willing to step into discomfort and challenge themselves to become better, smarter, and more capable. In order to evolve, you must first be willing to fail. It's the paradox of growth. The very things that can make you feel defeated are often the ones that build you up. Failure is not the end. It's the beginning of a new chapter. The warrior doesn't shy away from failure. They embrace it, learn from it, and come back stronger. Every mistake is a lesson. Every setback is a setup for a greater comeback. When you stop fearing failure, you begin to see it for what it truly is, a tool for your evolution. To evolve also means to push the limits of your comfort zone. Comfort can be a silent killer of progress. The more you seek ease and familiarity, the more you resist growth. Warriors understand that true power comes not from avoiding discomfort, but from willingly stepping into it. Every time you face something that scares you, something that challenges you, something that seems beyond your reach, you have an opportunity to evolve. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. It happens at the edge of it. Evolution also means being open to change in all aspects of your life. It's not just about improving your physical strength or sharpening your skills. It's about growing in every dimension, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and socially. To evolve is to be committed to improving your relationships, your mindset, your outlook on life, and the way you show up in the world. The warrior understands that mastery of self is a holistic endeavor, and the work is never done. Every aspect of life is a reflection of your inner growth. This relentless commitment to evolving isn't just about individual growth. It's about understanding that your evolution impacts those around you. When you grow, others grow with you. When you raise your standards, you inspire others to do the same. The warrior knows that true leadership is not about dominating others. It's about lifting others up, helping them evolve alongside you. Your evolution is never just for you. It's for the community, for the people you lead, and for the legacy you leave behind. One of the greatest challenges in this process of evolution is overcoming the fear of the unknown. The warrior is not exempt from fear. Fear is a natural part of the human experience, but the warrior does not allow fear to dictate their actions. Instead, they use fear as fuel. Every time they face something new, every time they step into the unknown, they choose to trust in their own strength. They trust that whatever they face will make them stronger. And with each step into the unknown, they gain more confidence in their ability to evolve, adapt, and overcome. The process of evolving is ongoing. There is no finish line. The warrior does not settle into the comfort of their past achievements. They know that once you stop growing, you stop living. The moment you think you have it all figured out is the moment you become irrelevant. Success is not static, it is dynamic. And to be successful, you must be willing to evolve continuously. You must be willing to take risks, make mistakes, learn from them, and rise again. The warrior sees no end to this process because they understand that evolution is the essence of living a full life. In order to keep evolving, it's important to stay curious. A warrior never stops asking questions. They never stop seeking knowledge. They never stop challenging their assumptions. The world is full of wisdom, and the warrior seeks to tap into it. Whether it's through books, conversations, or experiences, they understand that the more they learn, the more they grow. They are not content what they already know. They are always seeking to expand their understanding of the world, of themselves, and of their purpose. To evolve is also to take ownership of your journey. It's about taking responsibility for your growth and not waiting for anyone else to push you forward. The warrior does not wait for opportunities to come to them. They create them. They do not look for external validation. They validate themselves through their commitment to continuous improvement. They understand that their destiny is in their hands and they are the only ones who can shape it. Evolving means stepping into your own power and taking control of the direction of your life. Living like a warrior in today's world is about embracing the essence of resilience, purpose, and evolution. It's about standing firm in the face of adversity, knowing that struggle doesn't define you but refines you. It's about being disciplined when the world tries to pull you off course, and understanding that true strength lies not in avoiding difficulty, but in pushing through it. A warrior doesn't just fight battles. They fight for a cause greater than themselves, always striving to evolve and improve. They know that in order to grow, they must continually push their limits, adapt, and learn from the experiences that challenge them the most. The warrior's journey isn't about seeking perfection, but of being unwavering in the pursuit of progress. They wake up every day with purpose, discipline, and an unrelenting drive to become the best version of themselves. And in doing so, they inspire others to do the same. In a world full of distractions and uncertainty, those who live like warriors remain grounded in their mission, continuously evolving and relentlessly pushing forward, because they know the greatest battle is always the one they fight within themselves.